Welcome back to He Said, She Said. This is your boy Q Walker. If it's your first time tuning in, we got the first lady of the building. We have Chrissy J. Gonna introduce yourself, man.
Hercules. What's going on? It's your girl Chrissy J in the building today.
Today. And then we got, go ahead, Jarvis. I'm gonna let you go ahead and introduce yourself, man, since you said we don't do it correctly.
Yeah, y'all don't, man, with that deal or mess. But what's up, y'all? It's Jarvis, man. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Welcome back.
Welcome back. You feeling good over there?
Feeling good, man.
Little emphasis over there.
Somebody said they can't hear.
They can't hear.
Spring break.
Let me turn on the studio. Okay, let me turn it up one time. Can
you hear now?
Can you hear now? And then we got special guest in the build, another Q. Go introduce yourself, man. Tell them where you're from, what you got going on.
Quentin Smith, hometown Detroit, Michigan.
Keep it going.
Owner of Choose to Be Inspirational Apparel.
Keep it
located
going.
right here in Lexington, Kentucky, 257 East Short Street, right downtown.
Okay.
Right around the corner. Stop on through, get your custom hats, custom shirts, whatever you're looking to do.
All right. So the reason why we have him on today is because we wanted to talk about black businesses and the support that the community doesn't show to black businesses. So Q, with you being a special guest in the building today, I'm gonna throw this thing over to you. Why do you think there's a lack of support for black businesses in the urban community?
Well, just speaking based on my experience, I've seen a lot of love, and some of the the people that I've that I work with that have their own companies and that type of deal. They're getting a lot of love. But I think where the problem breaks down, honestly, in the black community, is actually what's being offered, to those different communities. Do you have the right product? Are you targeting the right person? So if I had to look at, being a solutions-driven type of person, if I had to look at what the actual problem is, I'm looking at businesses themselves and trying to find out, what are you offering? Are you targeting the right people? Are you offering the right product? And then I'll get into the service and everything else.
Okay. Jarvis, we've had plenty of conversations about this type of stuff in the past. So I'm really interested to know what you feel about, the lack of support for, black businesses in the urban community.
I mean, we've talked about it before, and one of the big things I think is nobody, the crab in the bucket mentality, kind of, nobody wants to see, well, everyone wants to see you do well, just not better than them type of mentality. I've personally tried to get out of that mind frame of using that as an excuse as to what would potentially hold me back. But I do feel like people will look at a situation like that because you're local and because you're so close to them, so personal, that if you take off, because they're in the same position as you, grew up with you, maybe hung out with you a few times, I don't think people can really process that in their head, that they can be at this level too, right, that you go to. So people automatically look at that and it's like, no, he can't get here if I'm not there, which is a terrible way to think. And I may be wrong, and I'm not speaking for every person. I'm not speaking for every black business. I'm just speaking on some of the experiences that I've been through. And yeah, so.
Chrissy, what about you? Why do you think there's a lack of support in the urban community as far as black businesses are concerned?
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm pretty much like what Jarvis said. I mean, I remember even back in the day when I was doing my modeling, and if I would be in like magazines, to be honest with you, like I told you the other day, it'd be men more than women be like, she ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? She left Lexington, thinks she's all of that. And it was just like, dude, like, what's up? Like, the biggest thing is, I feel like, and I can't say this about every state because I feel like Atlanta, they got their people. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I can speak for Louisville, I can speak for Lexington. They don't never want to support you until the rest of the world supports you.
That's real.
Then all of a sudden they want to claim you like, oh, that's Lex, that's us, But they don't want to take the time, like you said. If we all grew up together and we at a certain level, they don't want to see you surpass them. And I mean, it's really sad. So, I don't know, I think that's the biggest thing. But, however, I will say this. I do feel like there are some black businesses that have the attitude, because I am a black business, you should automatically support me, and not necessarily put the work in. And then get mad if you don't support them, but they're not giving quality service. Then it's like nobody wants to support black people. You got different companies, and I'm going to go ahead and speak on this real quick. We got like Chris Hudson, right? Mm-hmm. He's been in the game for 8 years. Most people would have walked away by now. You know what I mean? Now, he does get a whole lot of hometown love, But even with what he's doing with his business, a lot of people may be like, well, why ain't you bigger than where you are, what you doing, not knowing that, you know, it's still a struggle out here. I mean, he does well, but it's still a struggle out here. And a lot of people, if it's not instant gratification for them, then they walk away from it.
That's what it is, instant gratification. Man, a couple of things I was writing down while y'all was talking that, you know, points y'all hit on, which was the competition thing, is that I feel like a lot of black people feel like there can only be one. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to support him, even if we in the same lane doing the same thing. For instance, you know, like I said, me and Jarvis, we've had these conversations, and I do the Beyond the Game Sports Talk. But I have other people who have sports shows on my show because I feel like it ain't no cocky thing, but it's like what I'm confident in what I'm doing. I feel like it can be more than just me. And somebody once told me, it's like, bruh, you go to Walmart or wherever the case may be, you go to the bread aisle, you see all type of different loaves. You see rye, wheat, you know, oat, whatever. It's just about whatever suits that person. What one person likes, the other person might not like. But the thing is that when you have somebody on your show like I do, that viewer that's listening to my show might be like, well, dang, I follow them all the time. Their show is dope too. Let me look at them as well. And we have to get out of this jealousy thing as well, man, in our urban community. And we have, like you said, Chris Hudson. Mine's is more of Shelvin Mack. And this is what upsets me about that situation is because, you know, for those who don't know, Shelvin Mack, you know, born and raised in Lexington, plays in the NBA. He has a Shelvin Mack week every August of every year where he does a food drive. He gives away clothes and backpacks to the community. And it's like, and last year he rented out Malibu Jacks for free and was like, you know, first 200 kids come get in for free. Y'all can ride whatever y'all want to for like 3 hours. And a lot of people didn't even know about that because a lot of people don't want to support what he's doing. But let him not be giving back to the community.
Right.
Oh man, he got out of here. He think he better than everybody. You know, this, that, and the third.
That's the biggest thing.
And it's like, dang, the dude is trying to give back, and it's like y'all barely support that. He has the basketball tournament over the weekend. You know, he'll have some players from overseas and the NBA. They'll come through, and it's like you go to the game, and it'd be barely anybody there, bro. And it's like.
But it's like you said, it's like an advertisement too and promotion, and maybe people not sharing it. Like I only know because my cousin and him are really good friends. And he may say, "Hey, I got Shelvin's thing this week," but we don't hear about a lot of things that go on in the community as far as like advertising. People get up. The thing is with social media, it's really killed a lot of stuff. Even though it's helped a lot of people, they feel like I can just jump on, throw a flyer on, and everybody's supposed to jump on it without really pushing it forward. You know, on a constant basis and putting it in people's face so that they would. Go ahead.
You know, you're spot on with that. The key part being the advertising piece. So I've started a program with Choose to Be Inspirational Apparel where I'm helping companies, and not just here in Kentucky, but all over the U.S., as far as if they want to start their own apparel brand.
Gotcha.
All right? Now, because there's a lot of things people think, hey, I got this dope idea. It's this great shirt. Everybody's going to love it. Guess what? You love it. Nobody else cares. They just flat foot don't care about it, and you have to find that market to love it. Now, you know, with their background being in, you know, in business and seeing how some of the larger corporations that I work for did it and looking and studying those habits, it takes the average. It's that rule of 7, right? So you have to see an advertisement 7 times before you act on it. Right? So if you look at just something as simple as McDonald's, you may wonder, why is there a billboard right next to that McDonald's right there, right? It's not there by chance. They're not paying $2 grand a week for that. You know, you driving by it 7 times. So when you start looking at, you have an event coming up, or you have a shirt, or you got a clothes, you got something like that. You're not spending those marketing dollars to go and get that. You know, so and that's part of a huge part of business. $1 trillion business when you start talking about marketing, and you got to be willing to spend that money. Or else, guess what? They're not gonna know about your business.
Right.
Tito in South Dakota, who loves wants some of that wave juice, or some of that bearded oil you got, they don't know about you.
Right.
See, but that's the thing. A lot of people when they start a business, and I don't know if it's necessarily they're afraid to invest that money into marketing, which, you know, marketing is very, very important. But then again, what's kind of killed the actual real marketing is people. And don't get me wrong, it is a good way, right? Social media is a good way to get your stuff out there, right? But the way social media now, the way Facebook, Instagram, all of these different social media platforms have designed their algorithm is they're not gonna let you eat and they not eat. So you have to put some money behind it, legit money behind it, and you have to know what you're doing when you pumping out those advertisements, or it's not or it's not going to reach the people that you want it to reach. And it's like Tina said, the way some people's mind thinks is, if I promote this and within a day or two, if it doesn't do what I want it to do within a day or two, because it's not instant gratification, they automatically stop the promotion or stop it. And maybe that was just the intentions to see what that was like. But like Quentin said, like Q said, like you have to, the advertisement has to be seen 7 times, the rule of 7 times, in order for it to be ingrained.
That's the more part.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think when people start businesses, a lot of people, and granted, I'm a business major, so I got my marketing degree, I got my MBA, so from a technical standpoint, I understand the way business works. I've worked for Fortune 500 companies and things of that nature, so I understand and I know how business works. However, a lot of people that go into business, they don't understand. All they see is, there's this opportunity, let me go try to make money, and they don't know how to handle the rest. And that right there will kill a business quicker than anything, right? You don't know, all you thinking is, oh, this person came and paid $10 for this, boom. But you're not accounting for what you put into that, right? What you got to put into your building if you have a building. Like people are not accounting for every penny that needs to be accounted for in order for their business to be successful. So I think that's one of the main reasons why, and not just black businesses, but since we are speaking about black businesses, that's why they don't succeed.
So y'all saying it's more advertisement. Frankie Souls, I hope I said the name right, on Facebook says, I know advertisement is very expensive, but I don't see advertisement of black businesses even on social media. Do y'all feel that way as well?
Well, I mean, I will say that, and maybe it's just a cultural thing where, where we saying to ourselves, like, our people need to support us. But it also goes back to the thing. I could put something out there and say, hey, friends, can y'all share this for me? I would really appreciate it. It would help get my business out, or it would help, get me seen or recognized. And out of all the friends I have on Facebook, or all the people that are friends with me on Facebook, whether we are personal friends or not, I might get 5 people to share it. However, I could see 100 people share 2 brothers fighting, or something just crazy on, or something that what's her name, that Cardi B said, or something like that. Yeah. And it's like, okay, you'll share this, and I get it. I don't care about you sharing it because it took you 2 seconds to hit that share button. But I asked you to hit share on something for me that's gonna help me. Yeah. And you can't even take the same 2 seconds you took for that Cardi B. You couldn't hit that 2 seconds.
But the problem is, what they're sharing for you is not going to get them the attention that they want.
Exactly.
Them sharing Cardi B is going to get people coming into their likes. Oh, did you see that? Yeah. Listen, I'm 40 and I still get people talking about, hey, bruh, did you see? I got 200 something likes. Yeah. I'm in it. I'm like, cool.
Hold on, I want to get your thoughts about that, because that was going to be my next question about the whole sharing aspect and friends and family, things of that nature. We're going to take a quick commercial break here on He Said, She Said on WLXU 93.9 FM. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about black businesses. Oh, shoot, we got to go back on there. I just want to take a break because they got to put the commercial in.
All right, you good? I did this in college. We ran a radio station.
Radio.
Yeah. So this is my 89.7 KUAP broadcast.
Is that your voice? Welcome back to He Said, She Said on WLXU 93.9 FM. Today's topic is the lack of support in black businesses today. Chrissy, you was talking about sharing. I want to, and Jarvis, you hinted on this as well. Do y'all feel like your friends and family members are obligated to share whatever businesses you're trying to promote? I'll throw that to you first, Chrissy.
Do I feel like they're obligated?
They're obligated because they're your first. Now, I'm not just talking about some old people you know, but I'm talking about your close friends and close family members. Do you feel like they're obligated to share things?
No, I don't. Because this is the problem, and this is where people fail, is when you have expectations out of people that you shouldn't have. When you put them expectations on people, you can feel a certain way. You can be like, dang, but I don't feel like they're obligated. You know, what if I don't support what you're doing? There's a lot of people that
Facts.
that have things that I may not agree with what they do. There's a lot of people that I am friends with on there, and even in real life, that may share a post. I'm not gonna share that post because that's gonna make it seem like that's the same view that I have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I may not agree with what you're doing in your business or how you going about doing it. I may not feel like that. If I don't want to promote it because I don't feel like that you really took the time out to do it and you just taking money or whatever, I'm not gonna promote it. So. No, I don't feel like it's an obligation. I mean, you would like for your friends and family to support you.
But yeah, and Jarvis, what about you?
Yeah, I don't feel like it's an obligation. However, like for me, you know, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm human. I will look at it some type of way. Like if family and real close friends do not support something, now if it's really something they don't agree with, or they not, you know, like Chrissy said, like if it's something that goes against their moral standards or whatever it is, cool, that's fine. But at the same time, like I said, if you could share it, two brothers fighting or somebody getting slapped or something like that, bruh, it's easy for you to hit that share button for me too. And it's not more so that I mean that I'm just gonna really be like salty about it, like I'm down in the dumps. Like it's never gonna affect me that way. But at the same time, it's one of those things. If I do blow up, and now you gonna be coming to me like, oh man, remember when, you know, oh man, I've been knowing John, man, yeah, I always supported him. No, you didn't. Slow your roll. So now when I shade you, which I ain't even that type of person, right? My character would allow me to do that. But if I don't treat you the way you want me to treat you when I'm up here, now I'm a know nothing type of brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I've got here.
Yeah.
But
You
when I
done
was
changed.
but when I was down here, you know what I'm saying? But that's one of the things that I see people here in Lexington complain about other people that have, you know, I don't want to say make it, right? But other people that are doing very well, maybe more so not just on a local level, but maybe a national, regional, whatever level you want to call it. I see people say like, he changed, he did this. Bro, you didn't even really mess with the bro when he was here.
Yeah.
Like you didn't mess with him. So if he doesn't respond to your comment on his picture or his video or your DM, bro, you gonna have to live with that.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't hit him up when he was here.
I think if you look at like, all right, so if you're looking at a business, about 30% of your customers, those are going to be your repeat customers.
Mm-hmm.
That's facts. You know, it's going to be 30% of those people are going to continue to come back over long periods of time. The other 7, they're going to be in and out the door, right? So I look at the same thing as far as with the post. You're going to have 30% of the people who share your stuff. Those are the same people who's always sharing. You may get additional share or something like that, you know, like just here and there. So you got to focus on, what's that 30%? Again, from a business standpoint, who is my target? Mm-hmm. Who is my target? Who is my target market? And that's who you go through. You know, I guess if you look at it like this, if you look at like a McDonald's, you open up a McDonald's, you wouldn't expect for all of your family just start coming to McDonald's. They may not eat McDonald's. They may be a Wendy's person or Burger King or something like that, right? So why would you expect for them to just come and just shell over their dollars just because you open up a McDonald's? Now, what you do have to do, now you got to start making sure what is right. Your location is right, right? And then you're in that location, you can start reaching out to communities, coupons, all that good stuff, start getting business as far as coming in. You know, so for me, it's like looking at who am I going after? You know what I'm saying? Because it's 20% of the people, 20 to 30% of the people out there that's going to get you that 80% or that 70% of your business.
It's the 80-20 rule.
80-20.
I mean, I'm kind of like, going back to what Jarvis said earlier, I have almost 5,000 friends on my friends list, right? And out of that, I probably see the same 75 posts. So unless something comes up and I click on that person's page, then their stuff will start popping up in my thing. And sometimes I don't think that it's always lack of I don't want to do it. Like, I really don't see a lot of people's stuff. Be like, hey, did you see I posted such and such? Be like, nah. They'll text me. Go in there and check it out. And then once I go on their page, then their stuff will start popping up in my algorithm. Other than that, I don't see it.
I send the link
directly.
Text message.
See,
DM. Hey,
I'm different,
boom,
man. I feel like your friends, your close friends and family are obligated because I feel like those are the ones who love you the most and should support you the most. So I feel like they should be obligated. Now, that's only if it's from a positive standpoint. Now, if you're out there putting some old craziness out there, of course not. But if you're out there doing something positive, like Jarvis said, why would it hurt your friend to take 2 seconds to go and share? He ain't got to read it. He ain't got to watch whatever it is.
He ain't got to write a
He ain't-
comment.
You know what I'm
with
saying?
it.
Like, hey, bro, just share this.
But
You could-
obligation.
yeah, because I'll just say this. If Jarvis is my best friend, right? And I'm doing the radio show. Jarvis ain't got to listen to it. He might not have time to listen to it. But why would it hurt him to just go ahead and share and go on about his business or whatever he's doing? He might not like it. I mean, he might not be listening to it, but somebody on his timeline might not be doing nothing and can tune into it. You see what I'm saying? So I just don't understand why. And I actually, the reason why I say that is because I am in a situation like that, where I do have a homeboy where we 25 plus years in this thing, and I can count on one hand how many times he shared a Beyond the Game post. Like, that makes me feel some type of way.
Because he probably secretly feels some type of way.
And that may be true.
I don't know.
But man, and if that's the case, like, I mean, is it like?
And the reason why I say that, now don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that everything I post, you gotta, share it.
Yeah.
Every show I do, you gotta share it. You know what I'm saying? But 1 or 2 shares, if I'm doing the show, like, what is that hurting? You know what I'm saying? You can share the show. You could be at work. I ain't got time to watch this, but I'll share. Somebody else might be trying to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for you not to have done that multiple times, like, I'm gonna feel some type of way about that. If we that close like that, so if you open up a business and I'm your best friend and you see that I don't never buy a shirt, I don't never buy a pair of pants, you don't never see me rocking a hat, you mean tell me you ain't gonna feel some type of way?
Honestly, no. And here's facts. Married for what, 18, 19 years?
Yeah.
She don't wear my shirts. You know what I'm saying? Right, real talk. It's like, now I wouldn't. She would, I want you to make me one that says this, mom. And when I make that, she rocks that. But it's something for her. But if I come out with certain different type of shirts, she'll be like, oh, that's cute, baby. She don't ever say, bring me one home so I can take it, rock it, and wear it right here. And look,
My girl rock, man.
hey,
Rock, man.
It's probably about 4.
my kids, yeah, but
This goes back to even, and this is, I know it's a little bit different. This goes back to the 5 love languages. Remember we were talking about how everybody shows their affection and their love differently and what they do? Some people are just certain ways. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm hating on you or I don't support what you do. Or I've had people, sometimes I need social media breaks, right? I don't get on social media until it's time for me to come for the show. Because I really, with me being in school, so somebody be like, they'll literally have to text me, hey, can you go in there and do this?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't, because I know if I go on there, I'm going to start scrolling. I'm going to get off task. You know what I'm saying? And with people's lives, Nisha Harris said he might not be interested. Maybe, and I get that, even though he's not interested, Nisha, what he's saying is this is one of his best friends.
Yeah, like, you ain't got to be interested. But at the same time, all you got to do is just share. That's it. That's all. I'm not asking you to watch every show I do or comment on every post I put up.
It's nothing negative, so it ain't like it's compromising his integrity.
Exactly. So all you got to do is just hit the share, go on back your day. That's all I'm saying. But go ahead, Kristen.
Well, I was talking to, I tagged you guys the other night, right?
Yeah.
Because I was talking about Papa John's.
Yeah.
I was like, Shaq, and he's a spokesperson. I said, we
seen
still
that.
boycotting Papa John's or what? Man, let's, first of all, I was just joking. I really did eat some Papa John's, though. But at the end of the day, man, listen. People went in. I ain't doing this. Man, people have, what was it we said the other day? Selective,
I know what you're talking about, but yeah.
like where they mad about this one moment and then they not mad about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, they still don't understand what that company is doing. And what I told somebody the other day is not that we have lack of black businesses, we have lack of support, to sustain a lot of these black businesses. And like a young lady said the other day, we got these black people will come with a hair store or whatever, right? But the problem with us is we always want a discount, whether we your friend or whether we not. We don't never want to pay full price, but we'll go somewhere else and pay full price for what they get with no questions asked.
We'll overpay sometimes too.
Overpay.
Yeah. For real. Like, I mean, all the designer, Gucci, Louis, we'll go and be like, oh, shoot, that belt's only $300? Only.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that shows status.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't feel like our stuff is going to give them the status that they want, they're not going to buy it. You know what I mean? They're not going to support it like, well, he ain't nobody. But it's when you become big and then you have entertainers wearing your stuff, then that's when they want to claim you. Because this shows, oh, I got status now.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. They don't want to start with you from the bottom and build ground up. So.
Shout out to Andrea Thomas. She said selective outrage. I think that's the word he's looking for.
You show is right.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, Jones.
Nah, I mean, and I think from an overall standpoint too. Like, I do think that not all, but some black businesses have got to do better as well,
Yeah.
right? So I'm not, I mean, and it's not just a pointing the finger at the actual supporters, but some black businesses have to do better, because I've just seen in certain situations, and this isn't every black business, but if you have your hours of operation, right? If you set that sign on your door, you know, and I'm speaking in general, mostly about some of the black business restaurants that I've been to, right? They'll set their time and then not be there, or not be open when they say they're supposed to be open, or close 2 hours before they're supposed to actually close. And I get it, right? Business might be slow, so you thinking, why should I be here? But these are your
Business hours.
Yeah, these are your business hours. So you have got to be here, because you don't know. It may have been slow from 4 to 6, but you stay open till 8, and from 6 to 8, you might get a mad rush of people.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't know. And in business, especially in the restaurant business, you got to be able to eat that, right? You got to be able to expect that. And I mean, for me, that's probably one of the biggest things. And I think you have to listen to your customer. It goes back to what Q was saying and what Chrissy was saying, is like, okay, you serving stuff, or you have something, a product that you like. But if you don't have the thing that the consumer wants, like I had someone tell me something about that one time, where they were like, man, I got this, you know, this, and I'm like, well, is that what the consumer wants, or is that what you want? As a matter of fact, it was the young cat that was in the shop the last time I was there.
Right.
And he had mentioned something to me about his clothing brand, and he said, man, people tell me I should, and that's when I made the comment. I think I told him something like, well, you don't have to get rid of the name of your brand, but maybe create a different logo, because you said people don't want this logo. That's cool. That's your brand. That's still branded. Put that on the inside in the collar.
Right.
And you create a logo that you think that people would want. It's not about you, so don't be, because that right there will kill you off. People are telling you, I don't like this. I want this. I don't want this.
You have to listen to your consumer.
And you being hard-headed because you feel like this is what you want to get out.
Right.
All right, then you just gonna fail. It ain't no other way around it.
You have to. Well, first off, you got to have your own vision. You know, as far as to where you are going. You know what I'm saying? As far as, all right, especially from the clothing piece. If this is my brand, this is who I want. I'm gonna have a skateboarding brand. That's gonna be my market. I cannot be worried about what fishermen are saying, what people who like basketball are saying. I have to go ahead and cater to that skateboard community. And guess what? You may not have that many people in your family or in your community that actually skateboard. So now you have to go out and you got to find them. So I think when you're with that business, you got to have that vision. And then if you're taking some time putting out some market research, hell, right now it costs nothing to get something. You know what I got a lot of shares on? Hey, if you put a little picture up and you say, this one or this one, A or B, which one? And you send that out. Oh, boom, 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 boom. We did it for, it was a test we did as far as my wife and they actually decorated the doors around Christmas throughout the house. And it was like, which one do you want? All family members, everybody just boom, people didn't even know, just chiming in. It was getting some shares because they love the idea of decorating your door for Christmas. Every door in the house was decorated. Yeah. Each person did it, and they got a lot of shares. Now from there, you can do something as simple as that to find out, hey, what do people want? And guess what? Hey, where do you hang out at? What are your groups as far as that you with? Can you invite me into some of your groups? And so now all of a sudden, what have you done? You've literally gone right to where your consumer is at. But how many people are putting in that work?
Go ahead, Chris.
I'm going to say something that may go a little left for some people. I honestly believe, and this is what I feel, here in Lexington, we got a lot of black churches, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times the black churches, they'll have events. They'll say, well, we're going to do this for Easter. We're going to do this for Thanksgiving. You just give them a basket. So what after that? What about actually hosting things to teach our black people how to run a business? You know what I mean?
Oh,
I feel like that's the problem. We don't have that where we have them actually, like, we may take care of them for that day, but then tomorrow, what about when they're hungry or when they're trying to do something? Social media has made anybody and everybody believe they can just jump on social media and have a business. And that's it. They don't know the behind the scenes aspects of really running a business. Yeah. You know, and how it goes. So we have all
they have a product.
Yep.
And they want to sell it, but they don't know how to be a business owner.
Exactly.
They don't, like, if you ask the majority of people who say they have a business, they don't even know how to file for a tax ID.
Yep.
They don't even know. So they gonna continue taking your money on Cash App and stuff.
That's what's told though. Flipping. Hey,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, cause I've literally had people come in. Hey, I want to go ahead. I got this dope shirt idea. Okay. Well, boom, boom, boom. This is what it's gonna cost. Ooh. What kind of shirt is that? Oh, this is a Bella. Hey, okay. Well, how much is this shirt? They want to go and get a $2 shirt. You want to go get a $1.50 shirt, right? And then you want to go, hey, well, how much it costs to do direct to garment? What costs this much? Oh man, well, I know I got a homeboy that can do it like this. Well, you should go to your homeboy. You know what I'm saying? That's a good idea. But what they do is they're taking a decent design and you putting it on a crappy shirt with crappy materials, and then you go out and what do? You sell it to your family. They may buy it for $15. Now, on that person's mind, they're like, man, I done flipped this. I had $5.50 in this shirt. I done flipped it, boom, making $10. What you're not paying attention to is the fact that they're not coming back. They're not sharing anything because when they share something, right? Because when they share something and somebody else buys your product, it's like, yo, you sent me some shoddy stuff I bought from your cousin Leroy, or whatever his name, and that's that. So you gotta. I mean, that's something.
And even if you come out with another dope design,
they
gonna remember. I did not like the way that shirt felt.
I didn't like the way it felt.
And consistency. I noticed that a lot of people will see something like. There's a lot of people out here in Lexington that say, "Oh, I do shirts. I print shirts. I do this. I do that." You know what I mean? Yours is probably the first standalone store that I know of. You know what I'm saying? Where you actually have your shop. And I'm not knocking people that do it at a house because you got to start from somewhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But some people do it and it'd be a quick run. It's like it's not making them the money, or they say it's taking up more time than what they needed to, and they walk away from it. Then boom, it's like I want to jump back on it again. You stop your promotions, it's in and out. The same thing with people doing snacks and cakes and all of this stuff. Every time I've done it, I've never really charged. I always do it for my family and friends. I hear a lot of people, they complain until they start doing it. You know know who Pokey Stewart is, right? Cake lady does all the cakes in Lexington. And the things that she does, and this is not even, my cake for my birthday, she charged me $400, right? Listen.
It's a good birthday.
Listen, shout out to my husband. But look, she charged me $400, and I'm not saying, and I don't say that lightly, I say it, but it was worth it because of the work that she puts into it, and I know that I'm going to get quality from her. You know what I mean? Like, every time you get your stuff from her, it's going to be quality. It's not,
consistent.
Yeah, she's consistent with what she does. She should have been and had her own shop, but she still does her thing. She stays overbooked, but then you got some people that I see get on there complain who she thinks she is charging. Look, you went to her. She didn't come to you.
Yeah.
You know what I add? Does she sell by the slice? I'm just saying,
Look.
can I get a slice?
All the cakes aren't that expensive. We had to travel from here to Atlanta, so she actually had to get some hardware to put in. You know what I mean? But we know, and that's only on special occasions that we get, you know what I'm saying, from wedding cakes to birthday cakes or whatever. But hey, babe. But people get mad, and it's just like, if you're mad, I can go to such and such. But then you look at the product of what you're getting, you're still not going to get what you get from her. So it's like, either you pay for it or you don't. I remember I came to you a couple times like, hey, I need some shirts. At the time, DGS, I was on leave. I ain't have no $30. I said, hey, you know what, I appreciate it. And it wasn't no knock on what you did. It's just that I didn't have it right then. I needed something quick. And I was like, and this is the problem. Amazon's taking over. I can go to Amazon and still get a decent quality shirt. You know what I mean? And probably pay half for free because I get Prime. And that's why a lot of these standalone stores are going out. You got Charlotte Russe is going out of business. We ain't just talking about black business. We're talking about a lot of businesses. Because it's a takeover.
So I'm glad you brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a black business, where should you be? The location. Amazon is your location. So I have products right now, literally 30 of them sitting, waiting for me to hit the launch button to sell on my Amazon store. I have an Amazon store. I have had it set up since November. You're a black business, or if you are a black business, you need to be on Amazon.
For sure.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
And then you spend your advertising dollars through Amazon.
Exactly.
You start learning your Google AdWords and things of that nature. I just put out a post today that I am looking to hire digital marketers because guess what? I don't have the time for myself. I don't have a desire to, I need to know the basics, how it works, but I'm not going to jump in and be your digital marketer. So I'm hiring somebody to do my digital marketing. And now I can kind of oversee that. But you got to be on Amazon. You got to be where the customers are. And guess what? they will find you.
Yeah, they'll find you. If it's good enough, they'll find you.
They'll find.
We're going to take a quick commercial break here on He Said, She Said on WLXU 93.9 FM. When we come back, it is a question on here that I want to pose to everybody in here. I'll be ready to go right back because we only got 10 minutes.
Is somebody coming right in after us?
Huh?
Somebody
Yeah.
coming right after.
Let me ask.
I'll go ahead.
I was trying to forget he gave me this.
Yeah.
I just think the problem with, like we said earlier, black people expect because you're black to give them a discount, and when you don't, then they move on. You know what I mean? And we're
Yeah,
just
you
like,
don't-
dude,
that's
we
what I'm
don't
saying.
have the resources. We not like these big companies that can order in bulk and wholesale everything to the point. This
Where I
costs
can
us-
cut- yeah.
where I can cut you that
I
deal.
look at a lot of people with black businesses. Like, what type of business are you? What type of business are you running? Have you done any market research? If you want to go, I'm opening up soul. I know so many soul food restaurants back when I was in, living in Pine Bluff, going to school down there. You open up these restaurants. Everybody named Mama cooks soul food in there. So why are you opening up?
Why are you
Because
soul
they feel like
food
theirs is
restaurant?
better than everybody else.
Yeah, but don't matter.
Yeah. Welcome back to He Said, She Said on WLXU 93.9 FM. Today's topic is we're talking about the lack of support and black businesses. Q, I want to throw this over to you. Do you think a lot of businesses fail because a lot of people can't take constructive criticism? And shout out to Nisha Harris. This was one of the things she said on Facebook.
From Detroit.
I think a lot of businesses fail because they don't. You don't look at facts.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Not and they do take it. They do take it that personal. I would say that is a problem. Like some of the people that I've worked with, you criticize or you give them some constructive criticism on the design or something like that. You do have some who, yeah, but hey, this is me, and they can feel a certain way about it. But I just think that you don't pay attention to the facts or the signs what's going on to actually effectively run your business.
Got you. What about you, Jarvis? You think people can't take constructive criticism?
I mean, in some cases, yeah, because it's personal to some people, right? Because it's a product that they maybe spend some time investing in or spend some time, them creating something. And if you give them any kind of criticism where they feel like they've invested so much, some people do get taken aback. Like, whoa, hold on. Like, no. Like, I thought about this. I made this with thought, and this is supposed to be good. So a lot of people do end up really getting to that point, but I personally don't think people should. And I think delivery is everything too, right? When people are talking to each other, but
That's what I was gonna say. Who is that person? Because it can be kind of hard. Because like you said, or maybe somebody on Facebook said, "What if your homeboy or what if your peoples is jealous?" So the criticism that if I come to Jarvis, hey Jarvis, man, what do you think about this shirt? Can I trust him to be like, give me his honest opinion, or is it coming from a place of haterism? Like, nah, bro, I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? It's a fine line there.
And I think, going back to this, how long have you had your business? Been doing this?
Full time, I start since June.
No, I mean like having, doing.
About 3 years. Started in my garage.
Okay, so you started your garage 3 years ago, right? So with that, even before that, you had to go to school, you put in the work, you put in the energy, you put in the time to learn your business to be able to learn how to actually start something.
First, it was a hobby. When I was teaching and coming home from teaching at 11 o'clock, because I was at the Bryan station, and coming home at 11 o'clock at night, doing church to 2 o'clock in the morning, getting up, going back to work at 6 something in the morning. It was a hobby.
Right.
It wasn't until I sat down with the wife and said, hey, you know what? After the school year, I'm just going to focus. I want to focus solely on my business, laid out the business plan. Then it became a business.
Right.
Because if I don't go out and get it, I don't eat.
Exactly. But you put in the work. I think a lot of problems, too, with a lot of the black businesses, because we ain't just going to put it, like we said, all on the consumers. They see you doing it, right? They come to you like, hey, bro, how'd you do this? They want to soak up all your knowledge, everything that you spent X amount of years doing, and thinking you're going to give it to them overnight, and then they run out here and try to do something bootleg. You know what I mean? And then when it doesn't... Shout out to bootleg. Then they want to try to build their business, and then when it doesn't grow because they're not doing the proper things, then it's like, oh, nobody supports me. They don't do it. But even going to what Audra said, that's so true. We don't give a lot of these black businesses enough room to grow.
Right.
If a black business does something, I'll give you a prime example. Shout out to my girl Joy at Mimi's. She owns them. I love their food. But if they mess up one thing, right, we'll jump online real quick. Oh my God, don't go to Mimi's because da 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 da. But you may go to Drake's, if they make a mistake and they come and fix it or whatever, you're not gonna get online unless it was something just outrageous.
Like gave you food poisoning or
Right.
something crazy.
Then you may say something about it. But you're not going to go with every mishap that you may have at a food chain restaurant. But as soon as a black business does something, you're quick to go in there and blast them and won't talk bad about them.
Yeah.
So.
But I think too, like that's very big what we had talked about, right? Like I think the way that any small business in general, however, we are talking about black businesses, how you succeed competing with companies like Amazon and your Macy's and your big time restaurants, things like that, is through, like Nisha saying, is like through your customer service, or like Marnice is saying, like through your customer service, through your consistency, right? So as long as you treating people good, and that doesn't mean giving a discount, but as long as you treating people good, you know, your character's never in question, and as long as you doing what you supposed to be doing, people come in, you take care of them, you smile. Like people love that feeling, right? Like people love doing business, or even just dealing with people in general every day, if they get a good vibe from that person, right? So I think that's how you separate it, because at the end of the day, we're not going to be able to mass produce shirts as a small business like a Nike and be able to sell it for the price Nike sells it for, right? Like we gonna have to price it a little higher, but where you make up for it at is quality of your material, and then the quality of your customer service, and the quality of your service in general, I think.
And you gotta look at too, like, don't learn the games, right? Come by the shop, I'll holler at you. But same thing. So I can get you a Nike shirt, and you can pay. I can get you a discount with through the programs I'm set up with. Where you can get a Nike shirt for $18. Normally we'll run you $26 somewhere, right? You get $18. You embellish it however you want to, but it's still on a Nike shirt. What if I gave you that exact same quality, and now all of a sudden you're paying $12 or $9 for that shirt as opposed to paying the $16, and now you're making more money. But see, you want that Nike, you want that logo.
It's the logo.
You want that.
So let me ask you this, and shout out to Joy. Do you feel like small business or black businesses are held to a higher standard?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
I think it goes back to what Jarvis was saying.
When you why is that expectation so high for a black business or any small business, right? Like it shouldn't be. Like it should be the same. Like, but what people are thinking is because, for the most part, like people can be real personable with you. Like if you go to let's say you go to Finish Line and you buy a Nike shirt. You buy that Nike shirt from Finish Line, right? So you can't really argue anything Nike has with Finish Line, because that's Nike, right? Finish Line is just selling, and they selling it for the price they selling at, which they marking it up themselves too, because they got to get some money. But why are you holding the small business or the black business to a higher standard? It blows my mind.
If you 1954. You can look it up on YouTube. It's a video, How to Sell to the Negro.
It was crazy.
It's
Y'all see it?
1954.
Oh my God.
I was looking at this years ago, but it was like, it's crazy as far as what they put out there. And so, but again, if my target is exclusively working with my black clients, I got to find out how to sell to them.
Well, we're going to wrap this up, Q. We appreciate you coming by.
Man, thanks for having me.
Let the people know where they can find you at, where they can get a hold of you, things of that nature.
All right. You can 257 East Short Street, Suite 120. I'm located inside of Print Lex. You can come check it out. For any of your shirt needs, family reunions coming up, so you need family t-shirts, we'll get you taken care of. They don't cost $30. Just throwing that out there. You can hit me up on Facebook. You can instant message me. I'm also on Instagram.
All right, JT, you want to say something before we get on out of here?
Yeah, man. Listen, man, they've been pressing me about a little something to say when I get out. So,
it's going to be good. Let me hear this.
Hey, keep it simple. If it don't make sense, it don't make sense. Out.
If it don't make sense, it don't make sense. Chris, go ahead, man.
Hey, Chrissy J, man. Continue to live it like you love it, or you leave it alone.
Oh, boy. This guy Jarvis, boy, he stresses me out. But, we appreciate it if everybody, for the Facebook people who are watching this, please share this. We're trying to continue to grow this into something that's bigger in this community. Also, you can catch us on Facebook at He Said, She Said Radio, Instagram, He Said, She Said Talk. Please continue to follow us, help us grow. And we're going to get up out of here. We want you to treat somebody how you want somebody to treat your mama. We out of here.
Y'all trying to go